This is Jim. It's a privilege to introduce your guest speaker tonight. I've known him for at least 10 years. Feels like 100. Not only is he a great guy and a great drummer, and he was almost a millionaire once too, I understand. That's a story for another day. But knowing Gary as I have in the last 10 years, I've witnessed his perseverance. And we all know that trying to walk the narrow road is not always easy. The struggles, there are times when we're sort of walking beside the narrow path with one foot down the gully and stumbling over things and whatnot, but we're always, hopefully scratching back to get back on the narrow path. And I admire Gary for sticking with it and doing that over the years. He's taught me a lot as well about the journey and how to stick to it, even before the great ordeal that he's been through. It's a real test of faith. And he's committed to being a great dad. He's got two beautiful young kids. He's committed to being the best husband he can be, making his marriage the best it can be, trying to apply a lot of the things we learned in the men's ministry. And now tonight we're going to learn something from him, because he's got just an inspiration with what he's been through and how he's come through it, and the lessons that he can share with us. So I consider it an honor that he thinks I'm his friend. that I'm his friend. And I introduce to you tonight Gary Norris.
Well, I wanted to talk all about my story that I've had for a year, but I have to kind of start by saying that my talking is fairly good, but I might lose where I'm at and have to think about it for a second. So maybe there'll be a little moment I'll have to stop for a second and think. But my name's Gary Norris. I've been a member here since '97. I have an engineering degree from Northeastern. Everything up to a year ago seemed to be going pretty well, except that I was gaining weight, maybe 20% overweight. Credit cards were costing more. We were saving a lot of them. There's a lot of stress about that. Although there was good money coming in, there was a lot of stress over it, because we were spending more. So
the American way.
And my days, an 8-hour job, an hour travel each way, spending as much time as I could with the kids, but not spending as much as I hoped to spend with the kids. And of course, something that I've been doing a lot is cracking my neck in line all the time. So I won't say anything about that, but that's what I was doing a lot. And something else that I said kind of prior to this is my relationship with God wasn't very good. I had a great time with Jesus, but God, I was always mad at that he was messing with me. And I just figured, say things to God that I just wasn't happy with him. So we'll move up to June 10th of last year. I have softball that night and band practice that night. I wasn't feeling very well, but I went to the band practice, was thinking about possibly canceling. I was going to call Donnie and ask if I could cancel for the night. But I thought about it. So I went to softball practice and got on there and did some practice swinging the ball. Did really bad. Got all upset. Threw my bat and slammed it on the ground. So I was not in the right place, head-wise. So I called Donnie and decided to say, Donnie, I'm going to cancel. I'm not going to come tonight. I'm not feeling very well. I don't really want to be here tonight. I want to spend time with my kids. But then we were talking, and I kind of felt like, all right, maybe we'll go. So I said to Donnie, all right, I'll be there. So I got something. I got a sub for myself, and we got here, did the practice, went home, and went to bed. But apparently I threw up last night, but I don't know that. So I went to bed. Since I had thrown up, my wife got out of my room and stayed in my daughter's room, which is right next to the bathroom, which is across from my bedroom. So the 11th, 6 o'clock in the morning, I got up to go to the bathroom across the hall. And as I'm about to go to the bathroom, I leaned over and felt something crack in my neck somewhere. And I slowly went down and kicked a thing that was on the ground. A stool. Thank you, Hal. I knocked a stool over, which gave a little bit of noise. And my wife was kind of half awake. And it's weird that she heard that and she got up. She got up to see me, when she could have just rolled over and gone back to sleep, but she decided to get up and see me. So I'm laying there and she asked me, what's going on? What are you doing? Thinking I'm being a clown. And I didn't say anything. And she said, what's the matter? Try getting up. So I tried and couldn't. And shortly after, so she called EMS, got there, and shortly after that, I faded out. I don't remember leaving the house with EMS. So I was gone. And at that point, I was asleep, I guess. So they took us to Parkland. They had done a check of my brain, and they had a choice to make over what's going on in my head. First of all, can we look at number 1 video, Rick?
All that green is tissue death. Go on to the next one. And if you see that white section in the middle, it's going kind of sideways. That's from swelling and pushing across the midline of his brain into the other section of his brain. Go to the next one. And that whole red area, some of that area there should have had open holes on one side, the right side of his brain. It was open, allowing the fluid to drain. The left side was completely shut. And then the last one. And this is just a different type, but those bright white is where he ended up developing bleeds in his brain. And to let you know, it's absolutely amazing what God did, what he put in place for me to find him that morning